Welcome back guys to the Minecraft Military Force, and this is Arsenal update number 13. And before we get started, I'd like to thank my Patreon supporters because you guys allow me to make these videos. And if you're interested in becoming a Patreon, you can check out the link in the description. You can have access to download this map on Java and Bedrock. So first, we're going to take a look at the Topol-M ICBM nuclear missile silo. Now this is one topic I haven't really built in the Arsenal until now. So I did some research, and apparently this is what they have, at least when they're testing the ICBM launchers. So they are these towers here on the sides, which are actually like lightning rods. And yeah, here is a Topol-M missile firing out like this. And here is the inside of the silo. Now, I'm not 100% sure what goes inside of a Russian missile silo, but yeah. This is what I built it off based on pictures I could find. And here you can see the hatch open, and that's like a random box inside. And here's what it looks like with the hatch closed. And if you look on like Google satellite view, this is often what you see. It's just like this green circle in the ground. And then here's with the hatch open, and the missile is, you know, stored inside like that. It's like a ladders like that. And these things can like come out like that if you guys want to like walk around like this. But yeah, that's what it looks like. Alright, so next up we have the Saab 340. This is an airborne early warning and control plane. Yeah, Swedish Air Force. And some of these were, actually two of them were sent to Ukraine. And this actually assisted in downing, I believe, a Su-35 fighter jet in Russia. So yeah, this is recently in the news. And yeah, pretty cool plane with the radar above like that. I also added the OD green Abrams tank. In real life it's like brownish green, but in Minecraft, you know, we just made it green like this. So this is what I saw in the military parade in DC. Yeah, it's pretty much the same design, it's just green. And I also built this M1301 ISV infantry squad vehicle, which I also did see in the parade.
One more second.
And yeah, it's a quite interesting design that I had to make, because it's like a half block right over here where the crew sit, and that back portion is a bit taller. So yeah, pretty happy with how it came out. I also did fix up the Tiger II tank. You know, there was something a little bit off in the hole, so now it's like the correct where it's like straight like this. Before I had sort of like a dip here, and this front part didn't come out as far, so now it's gonna be a lot more accurate. I also have a new T14 Armata design. Now, a lot of people have been asking me to redesign this for a long time before we had deltas, but you know, I was hesitant because we already had like two designs. I decided to do a third design, and actually, yeah, I improved the design quite a lot from deltas. So here's what it looks like now. It's a lot more streamlined, and we're using more debug stick tricks. And yeah, pretty happy with how it looks like. I got the orange, I think, St. George stripes on the side. There's the remote control turret. We also have the KV-2. This is a Soviet heavy tank from World War II. Yeah, it's an iconic design, so I wanted to build it for a very long time. And yeah, it's actually quite simple to make. Now here, if you go into the UAV section, I actually built the Operation Spiderweb truck. This is used in Russia. This was used by the SBU, where Russian truck drivers were driving around these drones to attack, you know, Russian air bases, especially like the Tu-95. They destroyed a bunch of those with these drones that came out like this. So yeah, that was quite an extraordinary operation. So I decided to, you know, build it in Minecraft. And this is using a Scania R450 for it. I don't know exactly what truck it is, because there was multiple trucks as well. But yeah, it was pretty much in the news. And they were transporting these pre-built homes, so got like windows here on the side. And there was like a door right here, but it's actually kind of like a Trojan horse. I also did update the design of the Seahawk helicopters. Before I had like the drooping rotor blades, but you know, now we have just trapdoors, so it's a lot more streamlined appearance. And I also have a new design for the UH-60M Blackhawk helicopter. Yeah, this badly needed a redesign because the Blackhawk is one of the most essential, you know, pieces of military hardware the US uses. And here's what it looks like with like the inside. You can go sit on board the seats. And I have this one also. It's like this ambulance version, so it has the red cross on the side and a little bit on the top like that. And here I also have the Japanese Maritime Self-Defense Force SH-60J Seahawk. And yeah, this is in like a white livery with the red meatball and the yellow on the tail. So yeah, here's what the Japanese one looks like. It also has a refueling boom right over here. I also made the Ukrainian Blackhawk helicopter. It's a UH-60A. And yeah, it was donated to Ukraine, like 2 of them. And this is just one of them where it's like blue and gray. A livery, Ukrainian markings around. And yeah, I just finished it up. So these are actually used by the HUR, or the Main Directorate of Intelligence of the Ministry of Defense in Ukraine. So kind of like special forces, they would use this to go behind like enemy lines. And yeah, I also have like the open door version as well. I also have the KC-135 Stratotanker, recently used in the operation against Iran. I believe they sent a bunch of them there. Maybe can refuel fighter jets and stuff like that. But yeah, here's what it looks like. I also did a tutorial, but if you guys want to just download it, you don't have to follow the tutorial. You can just download the world on my Patreon. And here it is, refueling an F-16C. There's the refueling boom. So yeah, definitely one of the cooler builds and essential if you want to have the US Air Force. I also added the Japanese Apache behind the standard Apache. So here it is, the Japanese Ground Self-Defense Force. They have a couple of these in their Japanese camouflage livery. And this is the AH-64D. And we also have a new tank. This is the Type 59-2. And it's a Chinese People's Liberation Army. And yeah, this is a commander version. So it has the extra antenna. And this is what the camouflage looks like. Now, if you think this kind of looks familiar, this is the tank they used in Tank Man, you know, in Tiananmen Square in Wozai, Beijing. In Beijing. So here is Tank Man standing in front of the tanks with, well, he should have like shopping bags. But yeah, here's the commander's tank. It has like the 2 antennas, and the other ones, they only have the 1 antenna. Now my channel is banned in China. I am working on a lot of projects in my yard. So here I just was working on the Mancat 1, you know, the 4x4 version. But I really want to get like all the other versions. Also was working on the Buck M1. I need to make a Russian and the Ukrainian version of it. Here's in transport mode, surface-to-air missile. And I also have the American Minuteman III. This is what America uses for its ICBM. Bunch of launchers here. And I'm going to make, look at this missile silo. Was working a little bit today. Yeah, they have a bunch of these. But, you know, when I'm looking at pictures and videos of it, it is really blurry footage, pixelated. But I'll figure it out. And over here, this one is the Trident II missile. This is what the US uses on its Ohio-class submarine. I'm also planning to redo a lot of these arsenal vehicles, like the Tu-95 bomber and the D-Day landing boats and the B-2 bomber that was just used, as well as the Topol-M erector, the Iraqi Scud, the Iraqi T-72, and the S-300 that's used by Ukraine. This is like the other chassis that they use. What else? We also have the mouse, I believe. Yeah, this is the mouse, the German. But I'm not exactly sure which color scheme that they use, because the real one in the Kubinka Tank Museum, that's not really a mouse. It's like 2 different mouse versions put together, so the paint scheme might not be super accurate. Also, I'm planning to redo the S-300, so here's what it looks like so far. And I also have the Ukrainian, the S-300PS, so it's a little bit different. I also have some Japanese Komatsu LAVs on the way, and the BAS Malva howitzer, and I'm gonna have also another one for the S-400. Also want a Coast Guard helicopter and the Pavhawk or Pavehawk. Also want a JLTV, a Japanese Chinook, and possibly the E3 Sentry, and this Type 87. This is Japanese. Also have the Harrier too. So definitely a lot of projects on the way, so make sure you're subscribed to be notified when I post the next Arsenal update video. They might be released then. Oh yeah, and by the way, someone has commissioned the Ohio-class submarine, so that's also going to be coming. Alright, now this is what you've all been waiting for, the Nimitz. This is the USS Theodore Roosevelt CVN-71, and I have made a lot of improvements from the last time, but yeah, it's still a work in progress. I still need to work on stuff, but yeah, it's getting there. You're like, the deck, it's mostly looking complete. Maybe the side details, that's where I need to work on, especially like here on the side, I need to add that. But let me tell you what I improved upon for this one. So as you can see, maybe an easy way you could tell is these lines on the deck. That's what I added. The lines gone all the way across. I also have lines for the catapults. And there's different lines with catapults as well. They're not going to go straight like this. They're a bit on a diagonal. So here's how the deck looks like so far. Here's a bit look at the side. Another thing was these red and white lines. I added that into the deck. And now I have the elevators. I have all 4 elevators that are staggered out. And I was actually working quite a lot on the elevator design, like on the other side, all these scaffolding and all like this little thing that comes out. I still need to figure out these holes on the sides, but the problem is I can't find reference pictures of everything, so I don't know what the front of this elevator looks like where the holes are here. I did find a picture of one for this one, so I have these 2 and possibly that one and this one, but I can't see like everything. I need to still figure it out. Also, I was adding some more details here inside and changed the alignment of this because before it was a little bit too forward, so now it's a bit more back, and start adding in this part that sticks out. And then for the island structure, what I did was working on the mast. So I did like change up design. I did make it a bit taller and wider, so it's all proportional. And I started adding in these, lines that connect to these poles in the front. So here's how the mast is looking like so far. I didn't know this, but like they have this part that sticks out in the front. Never noticed that detail. Another thing on the elevators, I started adding in the helicopter marking lines. And another thing about this elevator, it's different from the other ones because it has like this little piece that comes out like that. Just found that out. And for this elevator section, start adding in all these pipes. Need to figure out all the lines for that. But yeah, overall, it's coming along quite nicely. But again, still I need to work on it. The aircraft carrier, it's getting very, very close to being finished. But then again, I still need to do the interior for the island, and I still need to do the interior, and I still need to work on details on the sides. So we're not quite there yet, but we're getting there. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoy this video. And again, if you guys want to support the channel and download my Arsenal World, you can check out my Patreon, link in the description. Also, if you have a Planet Minecraft, make sure you give me a diamond on my projects. But anyways, I'll see you guys in the next one.